In this demo, I'm going to show you how you can track the end-to-end customer operations process, drill down into any issues with Celonis, and act on any execution gap impacting negatively the process. First of all, I would like to explain the backbone technology of Celonis, process and task mining. With this engine, Celonis is able to reconstruct the end-to-end process from receiving the call all the way to creating the customer ticket, to transferring the call and the ticket, and finally closing the ticket and closing the call. But this is just one variant from the more than 130 variants, and this is only 14% of the cases that we're seeing. If we expand to include more variants, more deviations, we will be able to see different process execution gaps, such as, for example, the fact that we're repairing late and we're having an SLA breach, or for example, the fact that we're receiving several calls after the process is executed, and therefore we're having multiple customer touchpoints. These are some of the examples of execution gaps that we can find. We can include all the variants and we will be able to see the actual complexity that is happening in the source systems and the fact that we already have a process that we can really streamline and greatly improve with Celonis. Let's imagine that I am a customer operations leader. In this dashboard, I can, for the first time, visualize the end-to-end customer operations process, business KPIs in real time. I can keep tabs on my cost per customer, churn after engagement, and on the infancy false ratio, the percentage of cases that after an installation or a service, it turns out that that service is a failure after 30 days. Very critical for the scalability of my business. What catches my eye is the high churn after engagement rate. It has a very high percentage, 17%, way above the industry benchmark that Celonis is delivering. Not only that, but Celonis is telling me that if we implement the main improvement measures that Celonis is proposing, we will have a top-line impact of 6 million euros. So next, let's see how I can realize this value and keep my customers happy. For that, I asked my analyst to perform an in-depth analysis. Celonis disruptively amplifies the impact that any analyst can have in an organization. In this dashboard, any analyst can keep track of any underperforming KPI that is impacting churn after engagement, such as multi-hop rate, resolution time, etc. Let's put our eyes in the center of the screen because Celonis is doing something very impressive here. Celonis is automatically, through analyzing process data and with machine learning, identifying the top execution gaps that are negatively impacting net retention. One of the top ones is that we are having multiple customer touchpoints and repeated unnecessary calls. This is a pure source of customer dissatisfaction, and everyone in this meeting knows how painful it is to have to call repeatedly to have a service being performed. Let's drill down in this execution gap. Celonis assesses the impact of in any part of the organization, and also we can observe that the part with the highest impact is on large companies, and that constant follow-ups are the main reason for customers to keep calling. Let's solve this issue with Celonis. In this action flow, Celonis is sensing all those customers that will likely contact us for a status. For those, if it is resolved, it will send a resolution email and it will mark the ticket as resolved in the source system. If it is not resolved, it will follow up with the customer with the ticket status and actions taken constantly in order to have a proactive communication with the customer. With that, Celonis will greatly reduce this kind of recalling, increase customer satisfaction, and finally impact positively customer retention.